This video will be covering various naval ceremonies. The information from this video is being pulled from OpNav Instruction 1710.7 Alpha, Social Usage and Protocol Manual. So first we're going to talk about ship ceremonies. Every ship that's constructed for the service is going to have 4 historical ceremonial occasions: keel laying, christening or launching, commissioning, and decommissioning. So the first thing you need to know about ship ceremonies is, as there are traditionally certain things that take place during these ceremonies, they're very flexible, and the responsible officials are given a lot of latitude in exactly how they're going to set up their ceremony, and as long as they follow naval heritage, they can do it pretty much however they want. So our first ship ceremony is going to be the keel laying ceremony. In this photo, what you're seeing is the tradition of them engraving their names into a plate that is going to be mounted on the keel of the ship. So this is the first milestone in the life of a ship, and it is sponsored by the shipyards, and it's conducted by them. The builder might be a commander of a naval shipyard or the president of a private company. Here are some samples. On the left-hand side, you will see a sample invitation to a keel laying, and on the right, you're going to see a sample program. As mentioned before, as far as the program goes, they're pretty much open to however you want to run them, and it's up to the official how elaborate they're going to make the program. Then we have the launching christening ceremony. It's the second significant ceremony, and this is where the ship is dedicated, named, and committed to the sea. Please note that at this point they are not given the designation as a USS because it hasn't been accepted into naval service yet. Again, we have a sample invitation on the left and a sample program on the right. The third and also most important ceremony is going to be the commissioning ceremony. This is the ceremony where the ship is admitted into naval service. During this ceremony, it's accepted by the Navy, and the commissioning pennant, it begins to fly. And that's the picture you have on the left, is sailors getting ready to hoist the commission pennant. So commissioning of a ship is a little bit interesting, and there's a sequence of events that a lot of people aren't aware of. So initially the builder turns the ship over to the senior Navy official. It's going to be the fleet or type commander usually, but sometimes somebody, a secretary or something like that may show up to do it. Next, the Navy representative, who we just talked about, is going to accept it on behalf of the Navy and commission the ship. Once the ship is commissioned, the Navy official is going to turn the ship over to the commanding officer, who accepts her, assumes command, and proceeds to act as the host for the remainder of the ceremony. Again, I have samples here. On the left-hand side, you'll see a sample invitation. There's a couple different ways that invitations for commissioning ceremonies can be written. This one here is the Commander, Naval Surface Forces, U.S. Atlantic Fleet. The commanding officer and ship's company is the one requesting your presence. Sometimes they'll leave out the senior official, and it'll say the commanding officer and ship's company only. There are several examples in the Social Usage and Protocol Manual if you'd like to look over the different options. And then again on the right hand side you have a sample of a program. Lastly is a decommissioning ceremony. A decommissioning ceremony is the ceremony to terminate the active naval service of a ship other than those that have been lost at sea. It's generally a somber occasion and far less elaborate than the others. The picture here that's shown is the commission pennant. Once it was removed from the ship, it is usually placed inside a case to be displayed. The manual does not actually give a sample invitation, but it would look similar to an invitation for a commissioning ceremony. And here is a sample of a program for a decommissioning ceremony. Now that we have completed ship ceremonies, we will talk about two other types of very important naval ceremonies. The first one will be the change of command. This is the traditional ceremony when, whether a command is ship or shore, a new CO comes and takes command from the transferring CO. Here's a sample of a program and an invitation. And then we have retirement ceremonies. Retirement ceremonies are similar to change of command ceremonies usually, with the exception of there's nobody taking their place. Oftentimes they even occur concurrent with a change of command when a CO leaves their last command before they retire. So it'll oftentimes be organized in much the same way as a change of command ceremony. That is all of the ceremonies for you guys that is in the Social Usage and Protocol Manual. I know it was really dry and I apologize, but and they really don't give you that much information in the manual. The reason for that is because they want to give a lot of latitude as far as what you do during these ceremonies. It should really be up to what the officials feel is most important is what should go into these ceremonies. I hope this was educational for you guys, and if you have any other topics you'd like me to make a training video on, let me know and I will work on those ones.